disasters, and then it starts out with a vocabulary page. But if you check way above where it says lesson names, if you look closely, you don't see vocab anywhere. So
No, it says,
a lot of other things, too many for the purposes of a Delta lesson, by the way. So let's just start to learn to detach from a list of lesson names, by the way. That's also important on the Delta, to just have one main aim and one sub-aim. And ideally, if their main aim is systems, then your sub-aim is going to be skills and vice versa. So there is just too much going on, and none of those items is actually vocabulary. So this is why I had an issue with how that whole first page is labeled vocab instead of leading in or introduction or warming up. So you could name it anything else. Well, maybe it's not a tragedy if the students see the word vocabulary. So, but for our purposes, we need to realize that this is not an actual vocab teaching section in the lesson, because it doesn't do the job. It's not giving enough context for that to happen. It doesn't clarify meaning, form, pronunciation, appropriacy, if it was actually our main aim. So clearly it's not. It's just a lead-in section, mislabeled for our purposes. So, I just skipped on right by.
The vocabulary section shouldn't be labeled vocabulary. It should be labeled lead-in.
Well, at least in your lesson plan on the Delta, you shouldn't label it vocabulary. You should label it lead-in, and you should make it communicative. So you should write up an engaging prompt or an engaging lead-in question showing one picture, perhaps not 15 or 10 or however many disasters we see there. So all the things that I commented on in your lesson as being problematic, I now see that they were really lifted from this page, and it's still problematic on this page as well, even if it's printed, if you see what I mean. So it's just too many items, and it's not clear whether we are aiming to teach these items or we are just being very optimistic and assuming that the learners already know them, which I'm a bit skeptical about. What's the exact official level of this course book, by the way? Is it B1 or B2?
Just a second. Well, it has a number, but it doesn't reflect the CEFR. It just says book 2. But this is for our General English 1, which is an elective. So the students would probably be generally A2 or B1.
Yeah, so then I have an issue with tsunami and what other words, even earthquake, the spelling and whatnot. So that's not A2 at all. So that's another consideration, like what is the level we are working with? I wasn't very sure. Yeah, so these are a couple issues with this. It doesn't work as a lead-in, because for a lead-in, there is too much vocabulary and too high level. And it doesn't work as an actual vocab teaching thing, because it's coming too soon. There is no text, there is no prior engagement. So that's how this page is.